and it's delicious.
I always wanted the recipe for the one at your restaurant because theirs was good.
It was. Chi-Chi's had really good fried ice cream.
Their fried ice cream was so good.
According to Wikipedia, it became popular in the 60s and 70s.
Okay. So
That's why I was trying to find. You beat me to it. Thank you.
Early 80s. So maybe it was a thing. Maybe I just didn't recognize it at that time.
It's just another day.
It was just another day. Slinging drinks and serving tacos and enchiladas and burritos.
But it was probably a busy day.
Busy day. Busy day.
And they're out of business, aren't they?
Yes.
Oh,
and it's not because of me. I did not cause that.
Actually, I think they still have a couple locations internationally because I read that a couple months ago. So if you go overseas, you can find them. I'll have to look up where that was while we're talking. And you can get the actual products, some of them still in grocery stores. So
right, the chips and the salsa and all of that.
Yep.
You know, when you taste it now, it doesn't taste as good as it did when you went to the actual restaurant. I don't know if it's just a mind thing, but it's still delicious, but not as much as
and you had a cold beer, so that kind of helped.
Beer.
I think they were the first one that has they warmed up their chips.
Oh yeah.
Which makes it so much better.
Wikipedia seems to suggest that the last 3 locations in Belgium all closed in 2022.
Oh, did they? Bummer. I knew there was some
Like
internationally for a while.
Moment of silence for
That's a shame.
a legacy Mexican restaurant.
Lift a chip in her honor.
On the border heats the chips too, and a couple other places I go to.
On the borders, that's a good one. There's a chain going.
I thought they were out of business.
For a chain, no, there's one. There's a few in the Chicagoland area.
There is?
Yeah, I was at the Vernon Hills one on Saturday, so
that's
another
still there.
So I did Saturday and Sunday Mexican.
I didn't know this. I thought the one in Vernon Hills closed.
Oh no, I was there. I was there this weekend. That's where I got my little ducky.
So do you think they have like BAs that work for restaurants like that? Do you think maybe that's why Chi-Chi's closed, because they didn't have a center of excellence trying to help guide them on what they needed to do to move forward in this century?
Right. I'm sure that was an element.
That's entirely possible because if you recall, Judith did a small business speaker series. Do you remember that? And she talked to some restaurants and things of that nature and small businesses about, basically what were the things that they did to be successful. And it turned out that they were doing lots of business analysis things like creating surveys and, confirming the results and doing, collaborating with their stakeholders who were their customers and, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, entrepreneurs have to do a lot of business now, or they don't survive.
And not even maybe even realize it, because you think about it, you fill out a comment card, you get some comments, you have secret, secret customers maybe go in and do things. Okay. Look at your sales report.
I used to be a secret shopper, so I know how they do that.
Really? Oh.
See, that's the job I want.
It's actually a fun job, but it's also a scary one because sometimes you find out things you don't want to know and you'll never go to a place again.
Oh no.
Yeah, all you gotta do is work at a restaurant. You'll
never go out again.
Yeah.
So
I just tossed a link.
Are you allowed to spend a little extra of the client's money on yourself and you get to keep it?
I don't know.
Are we talking legal activities or illegal activities? Because there's nothing illegal going on at this event. At least.
Well, if you write it into the contract, who reads contracts?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just saying, everything is above the board here, above the hat. Nothing seedy going on anyway. So awesome. So tonight's themes are the Cinco de Mayo and the National Beverage Day, which honestly
that's like
a really good pairing again. I love how these come together. So Cathy, did you have any amazing recipes?
I
that you
do.
want to show us before we get into our EA game?
I will. Give me 1 second because Chris Copeland is trying to get in and I'm trying to send him the meeting ID. So give me 1 quick second.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourself for just a minute.
Okay, we will. Do you want us to whisper?
Yes, please.
Okay. We'll talk quietly. Okay.
You can come to Cincinnati on Thursdays and they have salsa on the Fountain Square and celebrate.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
very-
Fun.
every Thursday in the summer, starting May until I think it's the last weekend of August or the 1st of September.
So
It's so much
salsa the dance or salsa the dip?
Salsa, the dance, they sell margaritas.
Oh, you were talking dancing. I was thinking like a
I was
local.
too. I went right to
Some
food.
salsa, I'm like,
Right,
Think
exactly.
salsa.
That's why I said or salsa the dip.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I was thinking a good excuse. I mean, a road trip to Cincinnati, and I'm like,
For some free
chips?
salsa.
Like, wow, this is awesome. But no, it's dancing. But I don't dance, even if I've had a couple of drinks. So
Okay.
not a
So-
not a wise
so-
thing.
Learn.
So Aaron, if you don't see Chris come in, can you try sending him the link again or a link? If you don't see him, I sent him the meeting ID. That's how I got in.
So
Don't
is
see
it a
it, so
Jennifer, I'm really interested. Okay, so salsa as in dancer. So is it like a dance studio, or just anybody who knows how to do salsa and they just
The music groups that they bring up, there's probably 3 each day that they will have on a big stage.
okay.
Bring a instructor for that date, and that instructor is just going to teach like maybe 15 minutes at the top of the hour, and it's
Okay.
gonna be lesson time, and then they just have the bands playing music right after you take the lesson, and it gets everybody dancing because they make
Wow.
it so simple. It's great. And it's
That
a great
is cool.
exercise.
That is cool. Well, that
Okay.
kind of feeds into our BA exercise that we'll be getting into, like sequencing of things, figuring out how to improve, take something that has happened and overcome that challenge. So we may have to think about some salsa dancing in our BA. Okay, recipes.
All righty. Now, oh, come on, Zoom. Zoom does not like me working on one screen.
Zoom has never liked you, Cathy.
I know, I don't get it. It really just
Although it didn't
does
want to
not.
let me into meeting today, so that had me stressed for a minute. So
I don't know. It doesn't. You get a little menu bar that goes over my PowerPoint menu bar.
I get that all the time.
I'm like, all righty.
You just have
Well,
to drag it out of the
We
way.
might just go another direction.
Real life challenges.
I
Sincerely.
know.
Yeah.
What can we do?
what's Zoom's problem, Cathy? I mean, you're a very likable person.
I am like, it's well, first it's my computer because my second screen went away and it's never become nice to me since my second screen went away. No, I don't want design. No, I don't want that. Okay. I think we're going to go old school and I'll work on it while we're in the other one. So here we go. You'll
Just
see what's
FYI,
coming.
people, I am getting emails from people who didn't get the link or the link's not working. I'm trying to answer them.
Okay. Well,
So
we're just
maybe something we have to
gonna-
check into for the future.
Okay. Well, welcome. You'll see what's coming. So that's okay as well. Not sure why this is happening, but
Was
why
this-
not?
Was this BYOB?
It must have been.
This should have been. If my refrigerator was closer, I would be pulling a little pop top.
Yes,
You know,
and I had to be-
Amber never hurts anybody. So here we go. We had when I think of Mexican, my heart goes to appetizers. So there's a plethora of appetizers. There is nothing better for me than a good guacamole. And I have to ask you guys, at your favorite Mexican restaurants, have you ever had guacamole, fresh guacamole made in front of you, made at the table?
Yes.
Where at, Steph?
It is no longer there.
Oh,
It was at Chevy's in Florida, right outside Disney.
how fun. I was in Dayton, Ohio. Who knew? Just a couple months ago, visiting with a friend. We just wanted to go have some salsa and chips and a little beer and say hello. And this gentleman comes up with this little food cart and says, "Would you like fresh guacamole?" So of course we said, sure. So he's sitting there scooping and chopping and flipping and smushing. And it really was good guacamole. But I have to tell you, that was the first time I've ever tipped anybody for making guacamole, because the tip jar was right out front. But it was very good.
What do they use for spice?
You know, I think I think it's very close to what they had in here. The red onion really, to me, pulls out that little zing. And he had the cilantro and the red onion. Honestly, he asked us if we wanted jalapeno or not. I always say yes to a good jalapeno.
Yeah.
But
Me
I
too.
was just
Or
curious if any.
habanero.
Oh, now that's wow. You're into the spice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not get crazy here.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm
My
a ghost pepper fan.
That was my next question. Will you go ghost or not?
Oh,
Wow.
absolutely.
So do you sweat on your forehead when you're enjoying that little pepper?
No, I just think it's delicious. My mom basically burned off all of our taste buds, me and my brother and my sister, when we were kids, pretty much. So
Okay.
so we kind of really like hot food. We can barely tell it's hot, you know.
It just all tastes the same now. Oh my gosh, that's too fun. So after guacamole, why not jump into more avocado? As you can tell, I'm kind of an avocado fan. This one I thought was really kind of cool. If you're interested, I put the links on each of the pages. If you've ever gone into delish.com, and Norman, thank you for the tip you gave us last time about how to just pull the recipe, the ingredients and the directions without reading a 125-page book trying to get to the recipe and instructions. But this one was good. You'll see another little thing incorporated in a lot of these recipes is corn. So of course I'm going to pull in some street corn when we get down along the line.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, I'm hungry.
No kidding. But this avocado salsa, I haven't tried anything like this before, but I'm definitely going to give it a whirl. So not too hard to do. And what I like is you can make a lot of it and refrigerate it. So
Can you freeze it?
You know, you can freeze avocados. I'll be honest, I have not tried that, but from all I read, everybody says you can freeze them. I have made chocolate pudding with avocados, which honestly, very good.
Wow.
I have a chocolate mousse recipe with it that I want to try.
Yeah, it's surprising. When my husband worked for it's a company was based out of California. He was here in Michigan, but the headquarters was California, and they like to send their employees healthy food for the week. So you would get a box from California, would never know what was in it. And one time there was an overabundance of avocados. So he knew I liked avocados. So he comes home with like 12 avocados. And I'm going, it's you and me. What are we supposed to do with 12 avocados? And they actually had that was where we got the recipe. They had a recipe for this avocado chocolate pudding, which I thought was going to be horrible, but it honestly was really good. So who knew? We will have to remember chocolate pudding, avocado next time. you might just get a bizarre email from me going, why is she sending me avocado chocolate pudding recipe? But now you'll know why.
And
So if
technically, avocados are fruit, right?
see,
Yeah.
there you go. So now
Well,
we're
that's
hitting
why
all the
it goes
food
so well
groups.
with chocolate. Yeah.
Yep.
And to continue on my favorite food groups, Kathy, queso. It's got to be a
Oh
food
God, you're
group,
hitting them all,
right?
Kathy. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
It's
go.
gotta be. And again, I'll be honest, never made queso from scratch. My favorite queso is from a restaurant called Moe's,
Yeah.
Moe.
Yeah. Welcome
Love
to
it.
Moe's.
Love Moe's. Love their queso.
Yeah.
Chipotle's queso, not bad either, but I do like a Moe's queso. So this one was kind of cool. Never tried this before. Had no clue you'd put evaporated milk, but would make it nice and creamy. Obviously the cheese of choice makes it really, really good.
Mm.
So this one, yeah, this one, I think it was just kind of interesting. I just always wanted to try doing that, and anything that gives me an excuse to eat more tortilla chips can't be bad. Can't be bad. So I'm going to go through just two more, and then we're going to save. So I'm going to go through a veggie only because I leaded you into this. Street corn.
Yeah.
I had my first experience with a street corn vendor in Roanoke, Virginia. Who knew? And it was ear of corn on a stick. And I couldn't understand what he was slathering on top of the ear of corn that was grilled until I ate it. And I'm like, wow, who knew? I had no clue you put mayonnaise on street corn. Who knew?
It looks
But
delicious.
wow, is
It
that good?
does. Yeah.
Yes.
So this was
Looks
I
yeah,
always thought that was
definitely.
butter. I thought that was
I
lots
know.
and lots of
Well,
butter.
I know, and that's what I really thought. I'm like, that is one huge tub of butter.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was mayo. I have not tried this Mexican crema, but just like sour cream. But yeah, amazing, just amazing. So not only can you grill it though, which would be probably how I would try it, you can also air fry it. Who knew?
Whoa.
So if you're an air fryer, you can do it that way as well. And once you have your Mexican street corn, what do you do with it? Well, you make some Mexican street corn flatbread. And according to this direction, don't cheat and just use a store-bought flatbread. You make it from pizza dough so that all the juices and yumminess and everything goes into that dough rather than just sitting on top of it. So who knew? But I love a good flatbread, and any reason to have more Mexican street corn is a good one for me. So I am going to stop there. We have now gone through appetizers, veggies, and a flatbread. We will hold entrees and dessert and drinks for later on tonight. So I will drop my screen share.
Awesome.
And again, if anyone has any additional recipes, Bill, thank you for yours. Marci, thank you for yours. I've seen so far. If I've missed anybody's, thank you for yours. Go ahead and throw them in the chat if you have one you want to share, and I'll incorporate it in the final PowerPoint that we send out to everybody. You can also email it to me, so I will throw my email into the chat in case that's easier for anybody. But I pass the baton.
Okay. So I'm up next, but before I'm there, I have one question. It's requirements. So for that street corn that's slathered with all this cheese and all of this, 2 requirements. Is it a requirement that you have to eat it when it's super hot and like you eat it like really fast? Is that a requirement? Because I saw that yesterday at the Mexican restaurant. I just didn't know.
Were they eating super fast?
Yes. And so I'm like, is that, I'm asking for a friend. Like, is that really like, it comes out, it's hot, it's like you eat it now, and because if it cools, it's not tasty.
It's not
I would
as
cool it because I wouldn't want to burn my mouth. Just me, but I don't know the
Okay.
answer.
I'm not shaming anybody for eating their corn excessively fast, but I just was like, maybe that's, it sounded like a good plan, waiting for it to cool slightly, but enough to where it's still like juicy.
Is your
And then-
first name Steph?
That's not, I did not have sweet corn yesterday, but I'm looking at that recipe. I'm thinking that I might. And then the second requirement is how many miles do you need to walk after you've eaten that street corn and the quesadilla and the guacamole and the flatbread?
It's Cinco de
If
Mayo.
you
We're
have
going
a
to celebrate,
margarita.
not worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so zero.
Get another
Okay.
beer.
There's
All
no
right.
calories in that.
Stephanie, you
Wanted
don't
to
have
know.
to walk it off. You go salsa. You go dance it off.
There you go.
I like that,
You
Dolores.
get healthy snacks for
Yeah,
the
and
car
then go
ride to
dance it off.
Cincinnati, and then you salsa, and then you're good. It's like
There you go.
It evens it out.
it evens it out.
Looks like
that approach.
Norman has posted a link to a corn eating speed video.
Oh,
Eating corn. Okay.
okay.
We've
Should
got Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, our experts on it.
Okay,
Oh, for
hold on.
heaven's
That
sake.
works.
I know it's my turn to present real work.
It-
Hold on one second.
Goofy in there?
Yeah, just wait. I'm going to share it because it's
Yep.
super.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fun.
All righty, here we go. Get ready for the sharing. All right, so let me get to that link. And here we go. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Not really.
Okay,
Share
all
your-
right. Well, you guys will have to check it out yourself then. Okay, so welcome everyone. This is the next part of our community event, and where we're going to talk about day parting. And it's I don't, well, let me quiz people. Is day parting, user day parting, an official technique in the IIBA techniques for any of their frameworks?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Correct.
Should be.
It's okay. And so it's agile. So I feel that I have the ability to share this with you. So this technique it's when you go out to search for it, it typically comes up with conversations about advertisers or Amazon, etc., because it's about taking apart, it's a user-centric approach where you're taking a persona or personas and you're breaking apart their day, and then so piece, I'm doing this, and this, and then you try to identify the challenges that they're experiencing and coming up with a solution. And then in the case of, you think about it, advertisers, they're really using it to be like people's days and where is the optimum time to do something? When do I advertise? When do I show something, etc.? And to me, I thought about that really could equate back into the work that we do with products. It doesn't have to be advertising. Like, when is the best time to do something? When is whether it be a team activity or something for a challenge. So I thought we could explore this today. So
is it?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, is it kind of like a whole lot of user stories?
It is user stories, but some of it is the way I read this and the way I broke it apart is like you're really just dissecting somebody's day, right? Like you're parting, you're literally day parting it. And we're not writing user stories here. We're actually just the persona, right?
Okay.
And I can provide this link. How about I do that in case you want to read up on it?
Is this parting or partying?
Parting.
Oh,
Oh,
I was like, day
I like
party.
it. There we
Day
go.
drinking.
Exactly.
Okay.
It depends. Maybe your user does party during the day,
Yes.
right?
See?
And why I think it appealed to me is way back in the day when I first learned how to, when I first started doing requirements and wasn't really thinking about them as requirements, I actually did day partying to determine what the manual process was, broke apart each segment of what they were doing, all the different personas, and then looked at it and said, how can it be improved? So I've done this exercise multiple times, but have never realized that it was called user day party. And I've also done user day partying too, which I think was the other question. But that's probably not something we're supposed to get into today. I'm just
I think
thinking
we're
that.
already there.
I
Sorry,
think we're
Steph,
there.
we're already
I
there.
know.
But I feel as
Alrighty.
business analysts to be empathetic to the persona, we need to participate in the partying.
Oh, that is so true. You're right, because how do you know what the challenges are if you don't actually live the day in the life
Right.
of this?
You've got to experience it.
Exactly.
I
Well, we're
agree.
going to
Where's my
experience it.
food?
Yeah, we're going to experience it now. So while Cathy was talking about all kinds of delicious food, I really made this screen like super messy. So this is Miro, and in our prior BA techniques, we've used this before, so many of you may already be familiar with it. I just found some art. So we have the guacamole, the queso. This is supposed to represent that street corn.
Oh,
Kind of
corny.
corny. Okay, so bear with me. So hopefully you'll be able to join me. I believe I put the link in the chat, and I can put that back out there again. So I put a link to the day partying, and then I put it, here's a link to the mural board. And yep, I can see people popping in. Okay, so there's a lot of animation going on here, so feel free to just enjoy as much of it as you want. We've got some different margaritas going on here. Got a dancing cat with a sombrero. And so here, user day partying. So we're going to today we're going to use an imaginary user, a persona. And our persona today is going to be the person or persons. We can have a split personality maybe, who is planning a Cinco de Mayo event, a National Beverage Day event. And so we're going to break apart the day and try to figure out the different tasks that the person does. And then we're going to identify some challenges and how we may overcome them. Okay. So for instance, here, and then if you were at our last one, does anybody remember the 6 hats from last time?
No,
Yes.
Where we did the 6 hats, the blue hat, the white hat, the green hat. So red hat, black and yellow. And then we took a test and determined which hat we were. Well, it just so happens that many of the things that we do when in our persona, when we are planning out the day, kind of correlate back to a hat, like planning, process management, and consideration of the big picture. Okay, I'm planning, I need big picture. Setting up the event, I got to concentrate on your reasoning and data. So if you're a white hat person, setting up an event might be something that you're really gonna dive into and focus. We've got food and beverage. Well, this one was, the green hat was displays originality, kind of like in that one. Participants, vendors, and entertainment. Okay, so there's the salsa dancer. All right, woohoo. So with this, we can do breakout rooms. I believe Erin has breakout rooms. Erin, how many people do we have?
got 16 now.
Okay, 16. All right. And so, whoops, that's work. You don't need to know all about what I was doing today at work. But what we would do is, and you guys are welcome to help me figure this out.
Yes.
With this technique, we would start mapping our day. So we're going to do day partying. So we would break our work into specific themes, like actions that we did. So that way we can understand where we can brainstorm and overcome some of the challenges, right? So I put here like planning, like heavy side, I have to clean before the event. How can I overcome that challenge? Okay, great. We're making sure we have ingredients for food. So you guys are already in here. Excellent. All right. Do we want to do a breakout, Aaron, or do we just all want to like swarm on this?
I think we should swarm on it.
Do you want to just swarm?
Yeah,
Sure.
swarm.
Let's
All right,
swarm.
let's swarm.
I have a question.
Swarm.
Yes.
Are we assuming that one person is responsible for all of these activities?
Well, if I'm planning my party,
Mhm.
I would be breaking apart my day of what I need to accomplish. But to your point, that's a challenge. Planning. I have too much work to do. Who can help me? Think about it.
Right.
So you could put that in there as a breaking the day apart, like mental breakdown, trying to figure out how to make all this happen all by myself. So as you guys want to start putting things in here, like if we're planning this amazing event that we have to have, you think about it, we have to plan it. We have to set up the event. Like, how am I going to have this event? Like, I only have 3 lawn chairs. And I'm thinking that my guest list is going to be more than 3 people, maybe. Right? And then that is going to inform how much food and beverage that I need. And do I need some vendors, right? Ooh, margarita street vendors. Perfect. Food trucks rolling up. Oh, that could be a solution.
Oh, see, there you go.
That could be a solution right there. I'm going to scroll down here. Okay.
And maybe they'll bring chairs.
Maybe they'll bring
Or
chairs.
picnic table.
Food truck, right.
Well, if you have a food truck, you could be outside, so you could just put blankets out and have people sit on the ground.
That's true. Do we want people to bring the blankets? We could solve that in our brainstorming. Right? So it's kind of like when we plan events, we do a lot of things, right? We break apart. Like I need to clean in the morning, I need to set up, put food out, but food can only be out in sequencing, guests are going to start arriving, who's going to greet them? Do I have guests that are maybe don't get along, so I need to make sure that they get separated and put on different sides of the event? Do I have somebody who is going to drink too many margaritas and we're gonna have to keep an eye on? You never know.
Did you address parking?
Are we gonna have to call the
parking? Parking's a good one.
Yeah, that's a
parking
one. Okay, so would that be event setup? I love that.
Yeah, that'll be part of the coordination.
Yeah, and you guys, these are just post-it notes, so you can either copy them or you can, if you haven't used Miro before, there's sticky notes over here that you can just grab your sticky notes. Let's see, whoops.
And if your parking is a few blocks away, you'll need a shuttle bus to get your people to your party.
Valid point.
Ooh, good point.
And
They
depending on how
to get
long
them home afterwards too.
I was gonna say, depending on how big your event is, are you providing like accommodations for overnight?
Oh.
Like if it's a big soiree type of thing, do you want to like coordinate a discount with a local hotel for people to stay? So if they drink too much, they can just crash at the hotel.
And party all night long.
In the lobby or in the elevator.
Yeah. Wow, there's some experiences going into this section.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about background parties causing these questions.
I know.
Too much fun.
And he just got back from Cancun, so
okay.
He's been living Cinco de Mayo.
Maybe trying to tell us something.
So there's a lot that goes into this. Right? So this is just I'm thinking about it. I don't even have my day broken apart. So if you plan events, right? Isn't it all coming at you one time? You're like, okay, what do I need to do?
Yep.
And usually at the last minute, I realize all the things I forgot to do. Doing it this way might be good.
That is true. That is true. So
then
we
typing one-handed.
And then you get into right here, this panic.
Been there, done that.
It's crazy. What do I do? And then hopefully planning remember to not drink while planning. I'm just gonna put that there in case somebody does that.
No, no
Or
drinking
maybe
while
remember
you're playing.
to drink. Okay. Because sometimes they, oh, I like that. Oh, cool. So when you think about day party, okay, so if a person, if this was my job, if I was a party planner, which I'm not, and I'm just a person doing an event, would you, as you're doing this, would you sequence it out? I mean, would you do the events? I mean, once you're past the planning, would we do the events in a certain order? Meaning like I need to do this time and this time and this time for optimal experience, right? So it's like, do we need to order some of our things around so that way we understand what our day looks like?
Absolutely. You're going to have different streams that are going simultaneously.
Right.
Yep.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay, so need to invite who to, okay, bring the games. Take keys upon arrival. I love that. Set up babysitter area. So if anybody wants to start ordering things too, as we're doing it, like in a order of like how this party planners who's past the planning, we got the event going on, how things should work. Perfect. Awesome. And then we'll try to figure out what the challenges are. Like, do we need more resources to help us with this? Do we need to take out
I'm
a
gonna throw
loan?
mine out here. I'm trying to find a sticky because I'm having trouble typing with button on my arm. But
Okay,
how
do you
many
need me-
bathrooms
you
do
need
we
me to-
have?
Do you need me to pull some more stickies over?
No, I need you to give me my arm back because Button's being a brat. She's on my arm.
Sounds like a
One-handed
challenge.
typing doesn't work well, nor does one-handed dragging.
I'm gonna put it in.
What are all these suggestions? Overnight, plans and take their keys upon arrival? I mean, are the be flown
Yeah,
or what?
think about it.
I think that's part of risk analysis.
Uh-huh.
Ambulance on standby. Boy, this is going to be quite a party.
This is a party for BAs.
Yeah.
I mean, if we've got some dancing and we've got a margarita street vendor, we've got to think about like lawsuits, right?
Yeah.
And do we have the local police and firemen's number on
Oh.
hand?
Oh, that's true. Emergency services.
Exactly.
Oh,
Medical.
wow. Would
Did
they be
you-
Well, we're all
vendor
staring
or
Gantt charts on our
entertainment?
laptops.
If
There
you
you
get a
go.
call to come to this address, don't come. We're cool.
So would emergency services be a vendor or entertainment?
I think that's part of
Yes.
the setup.
That's part of setup, I would think, but or a vendor. I mean, either they're not really a vendor because they're not selling stuff, but they're also
I
depends.
would put it under planning because you have to give
Okay.
them enough notice
Correct.
to.
Oh, to let them
um,
know, because you know what,
so-
we may have to get a permit if we have too
You
many
may
people.
have to do a liquor license, you know.
Right.
Oh, no.
Oh, valid.
If you're having a raffle or silent auction, you need a raffle license.
If
You
you
need
get
to-
set, sorry.
Oh, no, just all the licensing, even food, based on where your venue is.
I was going back to be silly. I'm sorry.
No.
If you actually if you actually are moving emergency services to setup and you get set up with emergency services, that might qualify as entertainment.
Okay, then see, I'm just trying to figure out like where it really falls, because you could
All
be
of the above, some of the above, none of the above.
You could
Just say
have
yes.
police and firefighters, as your entertainment.
Yeah.
My dad
Okay.
was
On the
thinking
type
and
of
I'm thinking
party.
about liability insurance. Sounds like we may
Umbrella
get some for this
insurance
party.
might be good too.
Okay.
What's the claims limit per year for IIBA chapter liability?
Good
Can we put two
question.
chapters together?
That's
Actually,
that's
three.
double. Yeah, well, yeah, we
Very.
got three
For
friends.
twice the disaster?
We got 3 chapters here. Does that mean we're
Yeah,
tripled?
tripled, yeah.
Raised to the third power.
I don't think it works that way.
Neighbors.
I didn't see anything on the affiliation agreement, which we just had to sign.
And you
Although
know what, I
somebody,
mean-
somebody said neighbors, and you have to invite the neighbors or the neighbors will call the police on you.
That is so true.
Thank
And
you.
it's probably a good idea to actually
That's
talk
part
to
of
them first
planning.
if they can't come.
Right.
Yeah.
Bribe or
we've got
invite neighbors.
bribed
That sounds good.
neighbors.
Right.
Yeah, let's bribe the neighbors.
Okay.
And do we have
Do-
party favors for this event at all?
Ooh.
Oh, I like that. That's part of planning and setup. You betcha.
I like that. Need to add that, party favors.
It seems like we're very, very heavy in planning right now.
Yes. So because
There's a lot to do.
there's a lot to
Have a
do.
bit, right?
Okay, so if we set up the event, so that we can start sequencing these. So if we start setting up the event, we have 3 lawn chairs. So is that a challenge that we need to, I'm gonna scroll down here, but is that a challenge that we need to do, is like resource chairs?
Definitely.
Uh,
You'll need
yeah.
seating of some sort,
well,
whether it's
okay.
chairs,
And-
whether it's blankets.
In planning, we have
From-
rent chairs and tables, so I think we can get rid of found 3 log chairs.
Okay,
It's not
gotcha.
a factor anymore. And in
Okay.
vendors and entertainment, we have duplicates. We've got dance instructors and dance lessons.
Well,
So
that would
which
be,
category should it go into?
well, if the top is our day parting and then the bottom is solutions to overcome. So would our solution to overcome some of this would be, would we move this down here? Where we've scheduled the mariachi band because we wanted music. We have our playlist.
I think so.
Okay.
But where do we
Just-
put the dance lessons or dance instructors? Which category does it go into?
Okay, so if we want dance lessons, so then would we have, would that be down here because we want to do salsa dancing?
Got to teach them all first, right?
Yes. So because up here, it's like we are day partying. We are going to be doing salsa dancing.
Mhm.
To overcome that or to optimize it, we said we'd do dance lessons, we'd get a mariachi band.
Right.
Okay, hopefully, is this making sense? If not, we can
Yes.
make up however we want to do it.
Yes.
It's our game. I'm just gonna go with that, because then we would have our margarita street vendors down here. And we would say up here, probably vendor, right? Vendor for beverage vendor.
Adult
Get the-
beverage vendor.
Get the category up on top and then the specific down with your solution.
Well, because this is our day. We're gonna have and so down here we're supposed to be we're supposed to say we're brainstorming, like how are we gonna overcome, what are solutions are we gonna have? How are we gonna overcome some of these things, right?
Gotcha.
Because here honestly it could be, because you want to serve beverages, right? But I don't want to be there behind the bar, right?
Yeah.
So you want to hire a bartender and a caterer for your event.
Right, so that would be down here, like, I'm gonna overcome it because I'm not
Oh,
gonna be
there you
eating
go.
all the
Good.
food. It's like, here, what food and
See.
beverages for the party theme? Okay, then down here, I'm gonna do this to overcome it.
Yeah, get a caterer. Let
And
it
so
be
some
their
of the
nightmare.
things that we have at the top would go down the bottom because we've asked and solved them all within the same spot, which is fine.
Right. So I was originally putting solutions up at the top, but I see how the solutions for the things should go in the bottom.
But you know what? It's our game, so we can put them anywhere we want to.
I see
Well,
they're
we're learning.
planning the trash cleanup. So down in the
Oh.
solutions, I just put in higher cleanup service because we don't want to do it.
Yep,
No.
we'll put rent table and chairs down here, right? Because we don't have enough. We'll put them there. Okay,
Yeah, just move that, having food truck vendors bring picnic tables.
Oh,
It'll give us more seating.
With that.
With too many kids, we can make it a adults only event.
I like it. Adults only.
I really like that.
Well, there goes the babysitting area.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I was gonna say. It takes care of one issue.
Yeah, get rid of that.
It's on the parents to get their own babysitters.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Are we gonna ask people to bring games?
No, we're dancing, man.
Problem with
Yeah.
asking people to bring games is then they have to remember to take them with them. They have to remember to bring all the pieces. They have to bring games that can be used by the group of people that are there. Let's not ask people to bring games.
Okay.
Comfy shoes.
Yeah, pieces
We're
of
gonna
games
let
don't
people
bring
eat and dance. What else do they need?
music.
you wise.
Got
Music.
music.
We've got
So we
dance.
have
We've got the
that.
music.
Got a playlist.
Mhm.
More than 3 chairs.
Or grass to sit on if we're outside.
No DUIs.
Hey, well, we had what, because we said we were gonna take the keys, so like that's.
Yep. That's the solution.
But I thought we dropped the babysitters.
Yep.
We don't need babysitters, so where's that? Too many kids, so we're not gonna have no
Right,
babysitters.
So what do you call the people who take the keys?
Oh, valid point.
Bouncers?
That's what I would say.
Whatever
In
the
my
people that
experience,
serve
it's
the
a bouncer.
beverages.
We're hiring
The people that
bouncers.
serve the
for this party.
beverages take keys.
Well, if we're taking keys away and kind of being the security people, we might need bouncers because people may not be thrilled with that.
Well, you got a greeter there that's monitoring guest arrival,
Yeah.
so he can take the keys. He or
Yep.
she.
And depending where the party is, location wise, do you need to have someone to coordinate taking people's coats, depending on the time of the season?
Oh,
it is.
valid point. Could be cold.
Yeah.
If it's Cinco de Mayo, we probably won't have coats.
Oh, we're doing Cinco de Mayo only? Okay, so
I'm just going on the theme.
a theme here. Okay, so yeah, we probably won't need coats, but hey, it might be a birthday.
It was
You know,
a
we've got a
whole-
mariachi band and we have dance lessons, but having a DJ makes good sense to kind of coordinate. Next, we're going to do this thing, and it's somebody's birthday and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That
to kind of
makes sense.
MC the event.
So we need an
Yeah.
MC?
Yeah.
I got it.
So,
Okay, awesome.
so even if you do have a live band, they need a break, right? Bring on the DJ.
Yeah.
Well, if we're doing that, are we having a photo booth so that we have memories of this wild party?
Oh.
Photographers.
Or a
Hey, you could have it
photographer.
as a fundraiser where people have to pay to get their pictures or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you want that.
Or a photo booth.
But
How
we
about a
also
fundraiser where
want
you pay to
a
not?
photographer, we want a videographer.
How about a program where you have to pay to have your videos deleted?
There you go.
That's even better. Oh,
What kind of party
That's
is
hilarious.
this?
oh, that's awesome.
Well,
Good thing the kids aren't there.
we don't have anywhere in the problems that we're trying to overcome that we're trying to raise money. So I don't think we have the money problem.
Well, all
Yeah,
the
'cause
stuff we're hiring, we may need to have some money though. I'm foreseeing a
It's
problem.
true.
We
Might
we
need to
haven't
fund
we
it.
We're
haven't
getting it
charged
like a wedding where
tickets.
you have a DJ and a, videographer and
We're going to treat this party as if this was like a celebration. The company is celebrating all your hard work and you don't have to pay into any of it.
There you go.
So we're gonna tell our guests to bring their own bail money.
there you go. Well, if it's work sponsored, I can't get too crazy. So
Yeah.
That is true. You'll be
that kind of
stuck with
puts
the
a little
guacamole,
constraint
queso,
on
and
it.
corn. There will be no delicious margaritas in your world then. That's true. Or this one. This was yours up here. that drink that we'll see a little bit later, the recipe. It
All
looks
right, so do we
delicious.
vote that it's not a work one and we do have to raise money for this party?
Well, we have get a small loan.
We have to get a
Okay.
small loan.
Solution.
I would rather it not be a work party because those aren't as fun.
That is
Yeah.
so true.
All right, we agree.
hate
It's
to
not a
say
work
that,
party.
but-
You
So
know
then we
what?
should have a fundraiser to raise the funds for this event.
So
We
you
could
can
do
get
that.
sponsorships under planning.
Yep.
Do we have an
You can-
admission
And
fee?
you can do a ticket price under planning.
There you go.
Yep.
And some kind of a raffle where someone donates, get some of the local businesses
Donated.
to donate.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Care
an
bill.
awesome
I get
money
that a
maker.
lot. Yep.
That is true, because if they have food trucks rolling up, people, you could say, because we're gonna have a lot of people, can you give us a discount? Because you're guaranteed to sell a bunch of stuff, a lot of corn.
Right.
Makes sense.
Okay,
Now we're rolling.
now. Awesome. So in the day, when we're doing our day partying, we've identified what we want to do. We've identified some of our opportunities. So then if we're optimizing when these things would happen, would it be a matter of then ordering them in the order of which they would occur, or do we even care? Because at this point, because I think we've pretty much been sequencing them, right? Like we're taking keys, et cetera, et cetera. Because we know that the band and the dance lessons, we want it a little bit later in the afternoon, correct? Or do we want it when it first starts out, like DJ first, mariachi first, dance lessons a little bit later after people have eaten and, relaxed a little?
Yeah, you have to give people time to loosen up,
Right.
Margaritas.
couple
will take care of that.
That's why we said the dance lessons later after they've had a little bit, to loosen a little bit of those inhibitions.
Right.
So you're going to have, if it's an event, you're going to have kind of an agenda, whether or not it's published as an agenda, but the planning committee needs to have an agenda so they know food is going to be available from 5 to 8, and after 8 there's no more food. Drinks are going to be available from 5 to 10. After 10, cut people off. The band is going to set up and start playing say 7 to 9, so having a DJ before and after would be great. If you're going to have a raffle, you have to announce when you're going to cut off the raffle and announce the winners. Same with the auction.
And you have to say whether they have to be present to win or not in case it's someone who leaves early.
So I like the sequencing stuff. And I like honestly, I like the separation into these categories, because it's kind of like you're in an event planning world, your committees.
Right.
You have, yeah. Because yeah.
Don't
One
we
person
also
would go crazy doing all this. So
I think we're missing a crucial part, which is to give people a time in which they have to RSVP, because depending on who responds determines how much food you need to order,
very good.
And all of that. And I don't think we had that in our planning nor our solutions.
Now we got the food vendors coming.
Yeah, but you got the food vendors, but they need to kind of have an idea. I mean, with any event,
Right.
how many, people are you expecting? 3 or
Right.
300?
Yeah, let's add that.
Makes sense.
Time, lawn chairs for the kids. We've got food. We don't have any food problems. We got a food truck, but we might also have where people like to bring food, right? Like people arrive, some people have just things they want to bring. Okay. Except place what is it? Put out food from guests, which helps solve some of the problem of like let's see, food and beverage. Will we have enough food? Because typically, even if there's food trucks or whatever, if somebody's having something, you're gonna bring a dessert, you're gonna do something, right? You feel like you have to bring something. Okay. Okay. We have an awesome party planned.
Yes, we do.
I'm kind of sad that we're not having it.
I agree.
Anybody that lives near Northville, Michigan is welcome to come to an awesome party in July. We will not have Cinco de Mayo, but we will have steak and lobster.
Ooh, yum.
And a band and dancing and
Wow.
a raffle and an auction. It's awesome.
Well, mine isn't as good as that, but we have an in-person bowling event in Chicago on May 15th for IIBA. And we do have food and drink. Well, you have to pay for the drink, but we're sponsoring food and bowling, so
That'll be fun.
yeah.
So we're hearing
I
road
love-
trips in the future, huh?
Sounds good. We'd love to see everyone.
That is so cool. So if I was a party planner, I could use day partying to
Yep.
determine what my day was going to be like, my challenges, and put things at optimum times for the optimal experience. Plus, I could be advertising my business during it at the optimal time, which would be after people have arrived, they've eaten, but not before they drink too much. So probably right here would be where I would sell my services before they're well fed, but they're not too drunk. All right. So what do we think about day partying? I probably didn't set this up quite the way they were saying, but I'm thinking I could use this like this. Okay.
I think it's a good way to kind of walk yourself through a problem.
A problem, yes. And because it's supposed to be used for like finding out what happens and the optimal time to do it, right? It's like people go to work, they do activities throughout the day, or you have sales and you need to find out when is the best time to do something. And I think we did that. We determined with our challenges by sequencing these, when would be the optimum time, whether it be in planning that we would do it or rule it out, and then somewhat the sequence of events so we got the best experience possible.
I don't know about you all, but I've never had a problem partying.
Not exactly, no.
But Aaron, have you had a problem planning the party?
I usually do all right planning the party. It's the little details I forget, the tiny things that drive me nuts. Major things I usually cover.
Well, it sounds like the next time you have an event, we need to add it as a PA technique and we can help plan it.
There you go.
There's a lot
I need to have all of you guys help me plan it. That's what I need.
Here we go. Well, I mean, you think about it, we did a lot of brainstorming here, right? This was a lot of brainstorming. So that was so much fun. The only problem I had here tonight was I put this stupid corn thing here and its eyes keep rolling in the back of its head. So I've been rather distracted. So I'm going to have to put that on this thing, like no weird graphics.
No rolling eyes.
He might have started the
eyes.
drink earlier on.
Because right now it looks like it needs an Uber.
That is why you have to eat your Mexican street corn really fast.
Yes.
You take too long and the eyes start rolling back.
Yeah,
Just saying.
All right. Well, that was.
Now we're getting to the reality. Okay.
All righty. So I'm going to stop sharing. Wow, that was pretty cool.
That
was fun.
Great job.
Cathy, that really sounded like the voice of experience there.
That is my life. Working for a nonprofit, all you do is event plan. Whether you've raised money or not, that's always a question. But it's fun. It's fun. But no, I think that's great. I think it's a great way to just kind of segment things out. Because otherwise you look at whether it's a problem you're attacking on your job or an event you're trying to plan. If you throw everything at it at once, you just get overwhelmed.
Right. And the food column was pretty bare. So I think you've got a solution for that with the recipes.
Excellent lead in. And I'm not even going to play with my Zoom anymore. So we're just going to go straight here. So now that we've had that Mexican street corn and we've eaten them fast enough so he doesn't roll his eyes at us, let's jump into entrees. So this one was from Marci. Marci, this looked absolutely yummy. Enchilada casserole.
It is good.
You said your mom used to make this?
Yep.
Very cool. Any tips or hints on?
Well, as with everything else, we tend to put a lot more cheese than, as you notice, there's no measurement for cheese. We just keep kind of putting cheese on there until it's really cheesy.
Cups of cheese. I like that.
Yes. That's my mom's style. I would say I either have a block of cheese that I shred or I get a couple of those packages of shredded cheese. I tend to like to use the Mexican blends that have some of the spices in them, or else I add like a taco seasoning to the enchilada mix when I make it myself. That's kind of my own upgrades, but other than that, I pretty much do what she says here.
I'm confused by the cups of cheese. Is that like 1 cup or 10 cups?
That depends on the person.
Yes,
if you
the
want
answer
a
is
lot
yes.
of cheese, it would probably be 2 cups. If you're not into cheese and stuff, it would probably be less. It's kind of to your taste, I guess. Okay. You can see your pan, and I always just make sure it's nicely covered with a very good layer.
Okay.
Because as you can see, the cheese is last. I like to cover it and have a good coating of it so that it kind of bubbles and yum yum.
Sounds delicious.
It is.
It is.
Now I'm wanting to make one, even though I'll have portions for a long time.
Well, and I would think that would freeze okay, does it? Have you ever frozen
it? It does, yes. I make it
Okay.
ahead of time, freeze it, warm it up like if they come for the holidays or whatnot, so I'm not cooking the whole time. So yes.
Oh, very cool. And then thanks to Mr. Bill Powers, tacos, more street tacos. So, and I know, Bill, you sent the link too, so I'll make sure I get the link. Have you done this one before? Did you just find it and find that you like it? Did we lose Bill?
Yeah, we did.
He had to leave.
Oh, we lost Bill. Well, anyways, this one looked really yummy. I even like how they give us directions on assembling the tacos. So just in case you have questions, but it did look yummy, very yummy. So I'll include the link on that one. So I have never made churros from scratch. Has anybody ever done that at home?
No, I always wondered how hard it would be though.
Yeah, any reason to have fried dough covered with chocolate sounds awesome to me. But
sign me up.
How would you have it to where it has the shape?
Well, this is cool. So this is cool. So and again, if you look at the if you go to the website, they actually give you pictures, because I like to see what they're saying, not just read what they're saying. So you make like I've made cream puffs before, and it's the same kind of idea where you're putting the flour and the butter in, and you have to stir it real quick so it doesn't burn, but it starts congealing, and then you slowly add in your eggs and you keep whipping it like crazy. Your arm will get really, really tired. But then this one had, it said you put it into a piping bag with a big star tip on it, and you just use a kitchen scissors to cut it off. Just do 6-inch ropes, as they call it. I do not have a big deep fryer, but I think that'd be kind of fun to try. So after we're all done, and of course you have your own dipping sauce, which I think this is yummy. Any reason for chocolate is a great reason. So after we've had all this food, we need something to wash it down with. And Marci, I'll give you your due. I didn't put Marci up here, but Marci found this awesome springtime dewberry margarita, which just sounds yummy.
Actually, there's a mystery author that always includes recipes in her books, and it's just kind of a fun, easy read. So this is one of hers. And you can use blackberry or dewberry. I've never had a dewberry, so I thought that was intriguing. And sometime I'm going to try to find a dewberry and see what they are, because other than researching them online, I honestly don't know. But everything else is pretty straightforward. You've got, your berries, your sugar, and lime juice, and you kind of puree that down. And then you've got the lime sugar, I think, for the rim, and then you've got your usual margarita information, and then it tells you how to blend it all together in the next slide. So
too fun. It did.
And it's from the Dewberry
yummy.
Farm Mystery Dying Season. So if you're ever interested, it's a really fun mystery series. You don't have to have read all of them to start in the middle. And they all have recipes. So it's like a cookbook and a mystery at the same time.
Oh, that's fun. When I saw this, I really wasn't quite sure. I was going to ask you, what does that line mean? But that makes sense.
That's what it means. That's probably the link to her book, I would guess.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember when I copied it out,
study.
but yeah.
Very fun.
Dying Season is definitely one of the books. And as I recall, that was maybe one of the Easter ones. So it was like dying Easter eggs and stuff like that. But I could be remembering wrong, because there have been a lot of the stories. She's had several.
Too fun. Too fun.
They are similar to a blackberry.
Oh, is it?
I had to. Is it? Okay, cool. I don't know where you find them, but I'm curious about.
I've never heard of one. Could be yummy. So skinny margarita.
That's the one I want to help me stay skinny.
Skinny margarita. The way they were describing this one is if you wanted to basically make your own margaritas and stay away from the margarita mixes in the store. Who knows? So just using lime juice, orange juice, and agave nectar. I have never played with agave nectar, but sounds like a fun thing to do. And I do believe it's all about rimming the glass when it comes to margaritas. Any reason for that? So I know Jennifer. Jennifer, are you still on?
If I think she had to leave.
Did she have to leave? She put a recipe in chat, and is it Sonia? Am I saying your first name right? Is she still here?
Yeah, she's still here.
Okay. I know they both had some recipes in the chat, so make sure that you save the chat.
I've been saving it periodically too, Kathy. So
oh, great.
I should have it to give to someone if need be.
Perfect. So I will stop my screen share.
Those are awesome recipes.
I'm just hungry now.
So am I. I need to munch.
I'm very hungry.
And Button's going crazy. So
I think the last one looked particularly delicious. That last one.
Any reason for a margarita? I used to way back before children, I believe this was college, used to partake in upside down margaritas. I think that's something you only do when you're young. Would not do that now.
That's not a free. I haven't heard of that.
We used
Put
to
that
have
on our board.
We used to have keep Kathy away from the
upside down margaritas.
Well, we used to have a couple bars that we would frequent, and they would have a barber chair. And I never really understood why a barber chair was in a bar, but they would do upside down margaritas. So you would, the patron would sit in the barber chair, and you would be leaning back, and they basically mix the margarita in your mouth and then pop that button, and the chair goes up and the drink goes down, and everybody's having fun.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not going to try that.
You only do that when you're 20, you know.
It does not sound like fun.
We would need those emergency services. I'm just saying.
Now I know why we put emergency services on the list.
Yes,
Fly
exactly.
across the room when that happens.
I did not partake in the barber chair part of it. Nope.
Nope.
I did the
Awesome.
easy way out, but too fun. Does anybody else have any recipes they want to share or talk about before we?
Not. So those were awesome. So
fun.
excellent job for filling out our section for food and beverages that we could have at the event, along with the food vendors. All of that, excellent. So we are getting close to wrapping up today's session. We're ending, it looks like a little bit early. And Erin, did we, for our fall event, because it's almost summertime and we're going to be not doing events for, I think, a couple months after we get into June. I don't know, Cathy or Marci, if your chapters are doing events in the summer.
We do June. We might do, I think we keep talking about trying to have something in person sometime over this summer, but we haven't decided.
Okay.
But that'll just be a fun thing. But we won't get back to the swing until September.
Okay. So we're looking at
off as well.
Yep, couple months of you know, we actually have this Cinco de Mayo National Beverage Party. We'll need a couple of months off to recover and regain our composure and
Yeah.
all of that. So our next event will be the fall, but we don't have a date planned. And then Cathy, do you have any slides that show any upcoming events, or is that kind of because it's the end of the season for this, or the calendar year for most of us?
Steph, we take the summer off from chapter meetings so that our community and our leaders can take summer vacation, family vacation while the kids are out of school. But we are still having webinars and all kinds of things. You've got one coming up, the Book Nook.
I do.
And
Yeah, that
with
looks
Dr.
fun.
Joe Perez.
How fun.
Dr.
He's
Joe
such
Perez.
a fun speaker.
He is amazing. It's on May 28th, and he has his new book out. And so he graciously said that he would spend some time chatting, and it also, because it's a book nook, and whoever comes can ask him questions. And so it's very, you know, it's where I'm asking him questions, but it's for everyone. So of all the things, like for the book nook, he's going to be pretty spectacular. So looking forward to that. So it's all welcome. It's a free event. So
that one.
Yep.
May 28th and that. And then what's the other one? May 15th, we're inducting our 5th class of individuals into our Bluegrass Business Analysis Hall of Fame.
I love that you guys do that. I think that's so great.
That's next
That's really cool. I like that.
Well, people there are a lot of people who do a lot of things that are never not noticed but recognized. And so this helps to recognize people that are contributing in different ways in the community and just showcasing their skills and their contributions. So that's gonna be fun. So that's our couple of our next ones that are coming up. So
yeah, we have our regular chapter meeting in May and June. So we'll include in the email, you know, I'll include the, you know, upcoming events from everybody so you guys can have a quick look. But I would say just check out each of our websites, see what's coming up and what's planned for the fall.
And if you have any fun techniques, BA techniques that you want to play in the fall, let us know, because you know we're always interested in trying something a little bit different. So if you see something and you want to try it, we are willing to go for it. So just let us know.
Absolutely. We love the input.
It's fun.
The brainstorming.
Fun. So, all right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. We really appreciate it. And hope you have a
everyone.
Great
Happy
May
Cinco and 6 de Mayo.
There you go. Exactly. We appreciate you spending time with us and hanging out and helping us to grow our community. So we appreciate it and glad that you're part of it.
Thanks. That was a lot
Thank
of
you
fun.
guys for all
Give me
coordinating
one
it.
second. I'm hitting the link again. Save chat one
Oh.
more time. Okay, I'm good. I got it.
We're
So if you
set.
get off too
Yeah.
quick, you miss the last few, and I
I
think I've got
know.
everything now.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it
There we go.
automatically saves it for me, so
Our
if,
board meeting is at 6, Aaron, so I'll have to see if we can adjust. I don't know.
yeah, move it up.
Chris,
Thank you,
that sounded
everybody.
interesting. I want to go to bowls.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you
Yeah, this was
Thank
fun.
you. Have
here.
a great
Input.
We will,
great summer.
we'll let you know when the fall event is.
Absolutely. We'll be back
right.
because it's too much fun not to.
Take care, everyone.
Evening, everyone.
Great.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.